You know what Sony had? The Holy Trinity. Leo, Brad, and Margot. Who do you have?
This week, Shane and I are discussing the classic Annie Hall, starring the great late Diane Keaton and Woody Allen. This is Boy Party. All the podcasts on death and dying are yours, and all the poetry podcasts are mine. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boy Party, a podcast about movies where two major stars share the screen and battle it out for top billing, the most screen time, and the most acclaim. I am Lucien and I am joined, as always, by the
third podcast host. Because your first two didn't work out.
Yes, and it's looking good so far, despite all the squabbling. It's Shane Kelly.
Good afternoon.
Obviously, there's no possible situation there where I'm not putting myself in the Woody Allen role.
You've got the glasses and all.
I've got everything. I did watch this film with Christina this afternoon, who had seemingly never seen Woody Allen in a movie before.
Okay.
And her main takeaway from watching Annie Hall was, Jesus Christ, Lucien, you're very similar to Woody Allen, aren't you? And
I think this is the first full Woody Allen film I've watched.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I feel like
I watched
the people near and dear to me have managed to evade Woody Allen despite being one of my favorite filmmakers.
Yeah.
What did you see? You see a bit of...
I saw the one where it's a three-part of a film. Scorsese does a bit.
Oh, yes. New York Stories. Where his mother is in the sky.
Is in the sky, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a Woody Allen film. Sure.
It is. So that's my micro-exposure.
There is a shot of him lying down in this where you can kind of just see his glasses and his side profile, and I did squirm a little bit, realizing that it's such a shame that like a filmmaker and actor who I enjoy the work of so much would resemble me, and yet it would not be seen as a good thing by basically anybody. Yeah. But anyway, we're here today, folks, doing Annie Hall, and this is on our list for a while, but we fast-tracked it because for the third time this year, very sadly, a legend of Hollywood has died, and we are going to pay tribute. We've done our Gene Hackman and our Robert Redford tributes, and just 2-3 weeks after Robert Redford died, Diane Keaton died very unexpectedly. She wasn't really that old at all. She was, I think, 79, which is just nuts. I perceive Diane Keaton as being very alive.
Yeah.
I mean, she is 20 years younger than Dick Van Dyke. There's a lot of people a lot older than her that I would have expected to die first. She's been out and about and promoting movies and making movies in the past 2 or 3 years. But
Mr. Allen, a couple of years older.
Woody Allen is a few years older.
The style of the time of this makes it impossible to tell how old anyone is.
Sure.
Like, I guess this is meant to be in early to mid-30s.
So this film is 1977.
And he said he grew up during World War II.
Diane Keaton's born in 1946, so she is 33 in this movie. And Woody Allen was born in 1935, so he is 40-something in this
42.
movie. Yeah, and he is currently 89 years old. He's 10 years older than her.
He is up there.
He's getting up there, and he's doing great, folks. He's doing great.
I have a weird, I don't want to say relationship with Woody Allen, but like a lot of what I think of Woody Allen sometimes is this kind of docile old lad that kind of just doesn't really say much.
Well, look, he's not. He's on his longest streak without making a film in years right now.
Yeah,
which is like 2 years. Like, he's gone like 2 years since he made a movie. His last film was Coup de Chance, the French film.
Okay.
I don't know if he's got something in the works, but like, it's weird that he's actually kind of stalled because he's just not really able to work in the US right now. He's trying to get stuff made in Europe, and the last two didn't get theatrical releases here. Rifkin's Festival, Coup de Chance never came out here. I don't know. I'm personally feeling a lack of Woody Allen movies. I just feel like he's been relentlessly pumping stuff out.
And you watched them all?
My whole life. I've not seen them all. I've seen many, many, many films of his.
But have you seen anything that has been released in the last like 10 years?
Oh, all of those. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you watch all the new ones.
Any of the ones I haven't seen are like 80s and 90s. Yeah. I've seen all the really good stuff and the early stuff, and I've seen everything since 2000, I think. Maybe, no, I haven't seen Match Point. I've seen everything else since 2000. But, I don't know. I feel like the age I hit where I would have started going to see Woody Allen movies in the cinema, he stopped getting his movies released. Like, I feel like I was watching them, at home with my parents as they were released year upon year my entire life. And then right around the point where I like went to college and was buying tickets to see 15 rated films by myself, Woody Allen films were no longer being released. It's funny.
Was the Chalamet Selena Gomez thing was the last major kind of high profile?
That was and then I think either just before or just after that was Moonlight Smile, is it called? The one with Kate Winslet, Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
That is the last one that ever got made like within the studio system.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, I think he kind of exits Hollywood and goes and makes Rifkin's Festival with Wallace Shawn, which is a very bizarre, very annoying movie, and then Coup de Chance. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time here talking about Woody Allen, the director, because we've actually got loads of good Woody Allen movies that he's directed we could talk about in this podcast in future. Yeah. I'm more interested in talking about him as an actor. He's not in, exactly, with big stars, right?
Yeah.
I'm more interested in talking about him as an actor here. And we don't need to litigate what Woody Allen's bad deeds are. Ultimately, he has committed the worst crime of all, which is appearing as a guest on Club Random with Bill Maher. So, but Diane Keaton and Woody Allen were a couple at one point before this film. And I think this film is so much the product of former lovers who have figured things out are better platonically.
Sure.
It feels like such a film that is comfortable with a relationship not existing in a way that I find incredibly kind of unique and interesting, especially for the 70s. But like it's a very pro breaking up film ultimately, and like a very pro not every relationship has to define your life, and not everything has to be too serious or too intense. And then a relationship can just define a part of your life, and then you can move on past it. And the fact that they were together from around 1969 until 1972, and then this movie is 1977. So these are two people who have known each other now for almost a decade and have like entered a phase of post-relationship friendship that is obviously healthy and working for them, because
they were happy enough to make a semi-biographical.
Yeah, I guess so, right? And
film.
they keep working together, and they remain friends for many years. So like I think it's a very like emotionally healthy feeling film to me. But anyway, anyhow,
does that type of platonic post-relationship friendship only come when both parties are incredibly off-putting to the point where you just don't retain any
perhaps
romantic?
I don't know if Diane Keaton and Woody Allen's real life personas are quite like that. I mean, I don't know if she was like that.
Did he just piss her off so much that she was like, I can get back into this without worrying about
probably that there had to be a sort of such a wall there.
There's such a wall there that it actually doesn't.
But she's interesting because she never got married.
Right.
Is like a weird, very unusual case of a lifelong unmarried woman.
Has she gone through a string of kind of?
She went out with Woody Allen, and she went out with Al Pacino, and she went out with Warren Beatty. And I would imagine that going out with those three men would scare you off relationships with men for your entire life. And then in her 50s, she just adopted 2 children on her own. And she adopted a daughter in 96 and a son in 2001, and spoke really positively about the experience of motherhood. And those kids are now her legacy. Yeah. Which is it's so interesting. And then I think Al Pacino came out the other day and said something along the lines of, God damn it, I wished I had married that lady. And people were like, shut up. Like, she's dead now. Like,
you can't say that after the fact.
You can't say that after the fact. But like, what a nightmare sequence of men to be involved with. Like, okay, Pacino less so, but like Warren Beatty and Woody Allen are 2 different types of nightmare. Like, but anyway, she, I can't imagine that she was like an annoying person to be with, but like, yeah, I don't know. Woody Allen's relationships with women are like famously a source of trouble. So
yes,
his Diane Keaton seemingly the kind of the one ex of his that he was on good terms with for most of his life. But anyway, this is a film the influence of which is hard to overstate. It's one of the most influential comedies ever. It's often voted one of the greatest films of all time. It very much like introduces a lot of fun and kind of somewhat experimental things into the idea of an American comedy film.
Okay. I don't have much context, I suppose.
I don't know if I do either, but I do feel as though it's like shockingly, it pulls a shocking number of gimmicks and tricks out of its sleeve where you're like, they're doing this now.
Yeah, I guess so.
In a way that like
probably hadn't seen before.
Yeah, and it kind of now echoes through stuff like the Joachim Trier movies.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like there's a lot of scenes in Annie Hall that would remind you of the Worst Person in the World, running in slow, whatever, it's frozen scene.
Oh yeah, the nice little deviations into the cartoon and the looking at the camera and stuff.
Yes, and I think
fun and not tacky at all.
When I was watching Sentimental Value last week and I wasn't enjoying it that much, I was kind of thinking, this is like mid-tier Woody Allen. Like the way that not Annie Hall specifically, but the way that the relationships in that film are played kind of like mostly straight but a bit comedic is very much like a mid-2000s Woody Allen comedy drama. And I think that's part of the issue of that film, but part of why Worst Person in the World is so great is because it's really pulling from Annie Hall. And then the just the way that these two kind of lovers are squabbling and bickering and back and forth with each other does remind me of so many modern things I love, like Girls.
Oh yeah, I got a real Girls thing off it.
There's so much Girls in this, and the Cooper Raiff movies, and the way it navigates New York is very Girls, and there's like so much influence.
Luca Guadagnino.
Yeah, it's so
Woody Allen font.
The Woody Allen font in After the Hunt. I think that's probably the single worst thing about it, that film. I really think
it's a low bar.
It's dreadful gag to do that, and it doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't. It's inconsistent with
anything Woody Allen has made that is remotely of the tone of After
No,
the
not
Hunt?
whatsoever. I think that he literally is just like, here's a font that you associate with a person who has been accused of doing bad things. Here is my film about someone being accused of doing bad things. These two ideas are completely unrelated, and he tries to tie them together in a way that I think is like infantile. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It is like Cork being flooded. Oh, that's Funky's revenge. Like, it's that type of joke. Like, it's just those two things. Those two things have nothing to do with each other.
What did Cork do to Funky?
Yeah, it's like that. It's like there's nothing. It's like what is this? This cancel culture movie has nothing to do with Woody Allen.
What's Funky's revenge from again?
It's a joke that Brendan made when Cork got flooded and Funky had disappeared.
Yeah.
Brendan went Funky's revenge.
It sounds like it should make sense, but
it doesn't. There's no through line there. That's how I feel about the Woody Allen font at the start of After the Hunt. Anyway,
Funky's a dolphin, folks.
Funky's an Irish dolphin. He's been dead now for many years. Missing, presumed dead, gone dolphin. This is anyway.
Pop up in Club Random now in a few weeks.
He will pop up in Club Random and be like, the people of Ireland abandoned me. Spoil your vote. Buy the Indo. Anyway, the pitter patter. That's not the right word. I don't know. The patter back and forth between the characters in this film is super modern and contemporary and ahead of its time, and like all the Judd Apatow. This is 40 funny people. It's all like pulled from this. I think this movie is kind of perfect. I think it's so fun and watchable and moves so quickly. And the script is like impossible to kind of pin down because it's constantly swerving in all these different directions. It doesn't really operate on a linear timeline, but it also doesn't get confusing.
I watched this on a bus.
Yeah, you'd want to be fucking locked into
it. I 30 minutes into it.
Yeah.
And he's being introduced to Annie Hall at the tennis.
Yes.
I'm like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
I had to go back and kind of skip through it to get my... Which maybe is just a reflection that I either wasn't paying attention or I'm like...
No, it's
stupid and I should do some adult education courses perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Adult education's good. Yeah. I think that... But it's unusual to watch a film from this period that you expect to be linear. And to be like, oh, it's kind of jumping all over the place. Like, because it's sort of the... It's his... neurosis and memory and response to this relationship kind of laid bare in a sort of a scattered way, where little pockets of memory and moments are being introduced.
Because it opens with him and Annie meeting up,
yes,
and then basically rehashing what happened, to him in the previous marriages, I guess. So
yes. But you're right. The tennis club is like 20-ish minutes in, 30 minutes in even. But yeah, it's like him on his own, him with her. Then there's a lot of stuff to do with his childhood.
Yes.
Did you enjoy him growing up in the house under the roller coaster on Coney Island? It's good fun. I like when they go back to it later. It's nice as well. But yes, then she's kind of introduced in a backwards way where they're going to the cinema.
Yeah.
And they're going to see this crazy, what's it called? The agony and it's
fear
like
and suffering or something.
It's the documentary about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Sorrow and the Pity.
But sorry, they only go to it because they are 1 minute past the start time of another film. And he's like, no, I don't want to do Woody Allen voice.
There's a big poster of Liv Ullmann's face behind them in the queue, which is a person that I have met. And he is losing his shit because there's these two guys. Well, there's a man mansplaining Fellini to a woman in the queue behind him. Like, I don't think Fellini's actually as great as everyone says. And Woody Allen's like, I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna turn around and shoot him with a gun. And it's very me when anyone is talking loudly in public.
It is, but it's also how we talk.
Sure. And then your man goes,
we'll get to his problems.
Mr. Man in the queue goes, and have you read Marshall McLuhan? And Woody Allen is like, turns to the camera and addresses the audience and is like, hold up. He doesn't understand Marshall McLuhan at all. And your man steps out of the queue and goes, excuse me, I'm entitled to my opinion.
I lecture at Columbia on Marshall McLuhan.
Woody Allen goes, well, I have Marshall McLuhan over here. Now, I studied Marshall McLuhan in college. Yeah. So I have a good sense of him and what he looks like. So I get a great kick out of this. And Marshall McLuhan just steps out from behind a thing and is like, yes, I can explain it. And Woody Allen is like, wouldn't you love this to happen in every conversation? Yeah. It's great. And that's when you're like, this film is going to be playing with the formula. I love this. But yes, then we kind of move backwards in time. We also meet one of his ex-wives. Do we meet both of his ex-wives? One of them is played by Carol Kane.
She's the first ex-wife who he meets. She's working as a stage director?
Stage manager for a stand-up show, Or for a political rally.
It's a political rally.
Doing show at. And Carol Kane, of course, everyone will know from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, where she plays the landlady. And she's like, this is an apartment, not a steamboat. And she was very good last year in Between the Ferns, whatever it's called, Between the Temples, with Jason Schwartzman. But she's great. And then who's the second wife? She's just some sort of snooty woman who is annoyed by him.
Yeah, and he's like, I like watching sports, and she's like, that's terrible. There are writers of the New Yorker in the party outside.
Yes.
And, which just kind of shows his contrarianism to, there's actual like writers and smart people in the room, and he's like, no, I want to go watch basketball.
He's like resistant to the intellectualism that he's so desperate to
100%.
tie in with.
He's resistant to everything.
Yeah, he's just a cranky, cynical bollocks.
He's ultimately addicted to misery.
Yes, and I find him
seeks that at every
very,
opportunity.
very, very charming.
You
couldn't stand him.
No, I liked him, but I was just like, fuck's sake.
Why do I spend all my time with someone who's like this?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We learned that Annie is a singer at a nightclub, and she's a pretty good singer, but she's not amazing. And later in the film, she's approached by Paul Simon, who is playing, I guess, a fictional record executive,
Tony Tracy or Tracy something or Tony something.
I know a guy called Tony Tracy, so it's not him. But he ends up anyway bringing her out to LA later in the film, where you can watch movies in your house. I love the cafe scene at the end of the film in LA where there's just so many cars driving past. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, fuck it, LA fucking sucks. Like, you can't have a conversation here. It's so noisy.
Sorry, then they point out at one point they are getting out of a car and it's like, I have to walk to the front door. I haven't touched the pavement since I got here.
Yes.
Yes, but when he initially invites her to the when he meets her at the club she's performing at, they're like, Paul Simon is there with his gang. They're like, oh, do you want to come to our party after and hang out? And Woody Allen's just like, oh, we have a thing. We can.
Yes.
Infuriating behavior.
Sure. What other little kind of gimmicky bits are there? There's the scene where they're having sex and he's like, you seem not present, out of your body. And then she steps out of her body and the ghost sits on the chair and watches.
That's very funny.
There's a few other things like that.
There's the animated witch.
Oh, the animated bit's great. Yeah. She turns, he's like, well, how does he introduce that bit?
He's talking to the horse.
Oh yeah,
they break up on the side of the street and he starts walking down the street and talking to different people.
Yes.
And they're all giving their perspective on relationships. And
eventually
walks to the horse. And he's like, well, when I was growing up, all the kids liked Snow White, but I preferred the Wicked Witch. And then
and there's a little Disney version of Woody Allen standing there with the witch. And then his friend shows up from earlier. And he's like, come on, Alvy, listen to me, the Tony Roberts character. Yeah. Yeah, those are kind of the main like gimmicky things. There's the scene with the lobster, that's fun, where they're chasing the lobsters around.
The lobster scene is done 3 times in this 90-minute film. Once initially with Annie Hall herself.
Yes.
The second time with a new girlfriend where he's deliberately trying to recreate the situation by throwing lobsters around the place.
Yes.
She's not biting on it at all. She's like, I'll pick up the lobsters.
It's so good and then what's the third scene?
In the flashback to the first scene.
Oh, the flashback to the first, sorry, yes. No, but the second scene is really funny because it communicates really well that this new girlfriend doesn't get his shtick.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I haven't done this since I gave up smoking. And she's like, you gave up smoking? And he's like, 16 years ago. And she's like, what? You gave up smoking 16 years ago? And it's just like someone who cannot follow his way of talking and does not understand his way of joking and exaggeration, which is how I feel in a lot of conversations with a lot of people I encounter, where I'm just like, oh, my sarcasm does not translate to you. That's fine. We don't need to have a conversation. Like, I don't know. I think if you're a person who talks in a very snarky, sarcastic way a lot of the time, which isn't something I'm going to defend. But you'll meet people out in the world who just like cannot engage with that, and you're just like, all right, okay, never mind. And I think that's what that scene communicates really, really well.
Yeah. One thing this film does very well is this has the right amount of stand-up comedy for a film about a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Where he gets a few...
very little, yeah.
Very, very little. Very little. But the jokes are kind of... They do a good job of, I guess, building the character and kind of showing what level of fame he is at.
Yes. He's doing college campus shows.
He's doing college campus shows, and
he's probably a guy we wouldn't have heard of now.
No. There's also a funny scene where he's approached on the street.
Oh yeah, but he's
"You're
like
the guy from the TV."
Yes.
And he goes, "Yeah, I'm Robert Redford."
Yes.
Like,
and your man is like, "Give me your autograph from my wife." And he's like, "What's your wife's name?" He's like, "From my brother, Ralph." And then I like the ending of the scene. Annie gets out of the taxi and walks up, and Woody Allen goes, "It was like the cast of The Godfather." Which is really funny because Diane Keaton is in The Godfather. Yes. So I really enjoyed that. I like the scene where he goes to meet Annie Hall's family. And the anti-Semitic grandmother looks at him and he's suddenly dressed up as a Hasidic Jew with like the beard and the hat and the ringlets. It's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. I think this movie's hilarious. I think it's great. There's so much good stuff in it.
Yeah, there's good contrast between like normal, pleasant family and also family that is like consistently shouting at each other, which is always a fun relationship.
Yes, and he's clearly like part of his neurosis is that he's like obsessed with Nazis and anti-Semitism, and he's constantly talking about how people are making anti-Semitic comments under their breath, and then he's going to see this fucking documentary about the Nazis, and then ultimately at the end of the film he meets Annie years later. And she's with another man, and he's with another woman, and she's going to see the Nazi documentary again.
She's bringing him to...
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know who his girlfriend is in that scene? She's only shown from very far away. It is Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, no way.
Other people who appear in this film very briefly. Christopher Walken, who plays her brother, Dwayne.
Yes,
whose
he does.
name is on the poster. And Christopher Walken, basically, he invites Woody Allen into his bedroom and is like, sometimes when I'm driving on the road at night, I
think about crashing.
And everything explodes.
Traffic.
Yeah, and then her parents are immediately like, now Dwayne will be giving you a lift back to the airport. And then
everyone in this is a bad driver.
Yes, there's loads of crazy swerving under the
Sorry, the other
Bridge.
good World War II joke is after Alvy is like, I don't want to go to Paul Simon's party.
Yeah.
She goes, well, what do you want to do instead?
Yeah.
And it immediately cuts to footage of another fucking Nazi documentary.
Yes.
And it doesn't even cut to them watching it. It's just the clip and
it's
then moves on to the next scene.
It's great.
It's really good.
Shelley Duvall shows up with the best teeth in the business.
Oh,
the
phenomenal.
Amy Lou Wood of the 1970s.
Yeah.
Nice to see her as always. Did you catch Jeff Goldblum?
I didn't.
He's at Paul Simon's party. They they walk out of the room with Paul Simon.
He's on the phone.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
He's on the phone.
That's Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And Truman Capote is in it. He walks past. And Alvy goes, there's the winner of the Truman Capote lookalike contest.
Oh, that's actually him.
It's the real guy. John Glover's in it. Beverly D'Angelo. Laurie Bird.
This does display the fun of like shitting on other people as part of the pair.
Oh, it's a good hater movie.
It is a good hater movie, but I think it accurately depicts the negativities of being a hater.
Yes. The downsides as
the
well.
Downsides of being a hater.
It's fun in the moment, but then you're miserable. Yeah.
You're kind of always miserable if you're just viewing everything as a hater.
True. Yeah, very true. But anyway, Diane Keaton is great in this movie, and I think her outfits and her look in this film is like up there, borderline with Audrey in Breakfast at Tiffany's in terms of like has been copied, is on postcards and posters and in fashion books, and kind of very frequently homaged by Miss Piggy, who often dresses up as Annie Hall for some reason. And there's great photos of Miss Piggy as Annie Hall and Kermit as Woody Allen. Yeah, I think Woody Allen does a lot of Kermit the Frog to him. Yeah. Well, Kermit's a confident showman who likes to people please. Yeah. So not in that sense, but just physically there's a bit of him to him.
There's the old Orson Welles quote where he shits on Woody Allen. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Where he's like,
they're obviously
playing pity for laughs is the most pathetic thing you can do.
Right,
when you're not a real artist for doing that or something.
Right. Okay. Well, Woody
seen that
Allen
odds.
is in Casino Royale with Orson Welles.
Oh, yes.
I don't think they appear in any scenes together though. So Woody Allen's acting career, I'll run through very quickly his acting career kind of outside of his own movies because it's interesting. He is in a film that I kind of want to do on this podcast soon, which is What's New Pussycat with Peter Sellers and Peter O'Toole.
Okay.
Which is a fun two of them boy party, and we've abandoned any hope of doing the Pink Panther. So if we're going to do Peter Sellers, and it is his 100th birthday.
We started that, didn't we? No,
we watched the whole thing. We just never did the episode.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we might do What's New Pussycat. So his first two feature films as an actor are What's New Pussycat and What's Up Tiger Lily. You're not surprised to hear I got those mixed up my entire life.
The best was?
Casino Royale, he plays Jimmy Bond. Dr. Noah. No, Casino Royale 1967 is like objectively a terrible film, but I do enjoy it. It has several actors playing James Bond.
Yeah.
David Niven, Peter Sellers, Woody Allen. Woody Allen is in maybe one or two scenes. I distinctly recall a scene of him being like facing a firing squad and escaping by jumping over a wall, which is good fun. Take the Money and Run is a movie I always thought was a Woody Allen like project, but it's actually just him starring, and it's a film we should have mentioned on our Roaring Twenties episode because it's about a man. So sorry, that's not Take the Money and Run. Apologies. Take that. Ignore me. Take the Money and Run is a good bank robber comedy where he writes a note saying I have a gun, but he spells gun wrong, so it says I have a gub. Play It Again Sam is the movie where he plays a guy who's constantly followed around by the ghost of Humphrey Bogart,
right?
Which is good fun. Obviously stars in loads of his own movies, which I'm not as concerned with right now. He's been cast a few times in other people's movies in the last sort of 20, 30 years. Interestingly, the last film he appears in as an actor is John Turturro's, well, that isn't his own movie, is John Turturro's movie Fading Gigolo, which is really bad.
You watched this a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
No, that was the Jesus Rolls.
Oh, Jesus
This is
Rolls.
another one that John Turturro directed. Okay. This is a John Turturro, Woody Allen like two-hander, and Sofia Vergara is in there, Sharon Stone, Liev Schreiber, terrible
I can
Zionist.
hear the binoculars.
Yeah, Vanessa Paradis, Bob Balaban. It's terrible. I watched it as a teenager. I thought it was really bad and very disappointing that Turturro had the chance to give Woody Allen a great like old man role and he kind of fucking wasted it. Woody Allen casts himself in the he made a TV show in 2016, his only TV show, and it's really weird. It's him and Miley Cyrus and Elaine May. And they're in a house, and Miley Cyrus is the daughter, and she like comes and stays in their house, and it's like 6 episodes. It was on Prime Video, and it's got Rachel Brosnahan and John Magaro, David Harbour. It's not very good, but it's I haven't even said the name of it. Crisis in 6 Scenes, but it's an interesting experiment to like let Woody Allen make a TV show and see what happened. And
What's the format of it? Is it just?
it's just like a really small scale comedy set in a house. Like it has the stakes of like the royal family,
hour-long episodes,
6 half-hour episodes.
6 half-hour.
It's like a real like royal family type, like just
yeah.
people coming over to the house and sitting around. It's not good, but it's interesting that he tried a TV show. I remember being excited at the time, like Woody Allen doing a TV show. A lot of stuff I was excited about when I was 16 makes no sense. I really thought Woody Allen doing anything new was exciting at that point.
Has he ever made a 3-hour film?
No. Like even his TV show is a total of 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like
that's what
the man can only make hour 40, hour 45 films. It's great. It's great for getting watching them all. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know if Woody Allen's going to be acting again anytime soon. I feel like if he directs another film or two, he's probably not going to put himself in them. I think like Clint Eastwood, he's like concentrating all of his old man energy on cranking out the directing films rather than acting. But it's fine. Woody Allen's not like some amazing actor. I mean, he's like funny in his 30s and 40s in these comedies.
But he's pretty limited range. Like he doesn't really do a whole lot
never,
outside his own thing.
Ever given some sort of secret great dramatic performance. Like you'd think he could. You'd be like, oh, every great comedy star can do that. But ultimately his on-screen persona is just a manifestation of his own like screenwriting. I feel
you know what? He made a full career out of it, which is kind of impressive.
It's very impressive. But like he's not someone who was ever going to win an acting Oscar.
Yeah.
He has a weird relationship with the Oscars where he hates them and doesn't show up.
Okay.
And like I think he won a screenplay Oscar in the Midnight in Paris year, like only a decade and change ago, and I don't think he showed up to the ceremony yet.
Right.
Interesting rejection of LA that kind of exists throughout his career, where he's
exists in this film.
Yeah, where he's like, LA film culture is garbage. I'm gonna stay in New York or work in Europe. Like I don't have any interest in LA. A couple of his movies are set in LA, but whatever. Diane Keaton's second movie is The Godfather. insane. 1972, and she's obviously in both of the sequels. And she's in Play It Again, Sam, with Woody Allen, and Sleeper and Love and Death, which I watched for the first time last week, which is set in sort of War and Peace era Russia.
Oh, yeah.
And Woody Allen and her play the two leads. He plays a guy called Boris Grushenko, and she plays his cousin Sonia, who he's trying to seduce. Tsarist Russia, and he's doing his Woody Allen shtick, but he's like out in fields on horses and stuff. And he's like, oh, I don't want to go into battle. I don't want to go into battle. I have anxiety.
Sounds like fucking Family Guy.
It is Family Guy. But it's shot magnificently.
It's like fucking Barry Lyndon. Like,
yes, it looks like Barry Lyndon. Yeah. It looks like Barry Lyndon. It's really, really well made, and I forgive a lot of, like, it's shot by Ghislaine Cloquet, who shot like Au Hasard Balthazar and Donkey Skin and Young Girls of Rochefort, like one of the great French cinematographers. So it has a lot of merit as a result, but it's a very silly movie. And then Annie Hall's 1977, and I think I'm right in assuming that she won Best Actress for this. That seems like something that would have happened. Let me just confirm. She did indeed. It was her one Oscar win of her career, and she has 3 subsequent nominations. She is in a movie called Looking for Mr. Goodbar the same year with Richard Gere, which is about a woman who starts going to like weird sex parties, which sounds really interesting. It sounds a little bit like Schrader's Hardcore or something.
Sure, yeah.
I kind of want to see it because it sounds really bizarre. And then her second Oscar nomination is for the Warren Beatty movie Reds in 1981. Reds is like a 3.5-hour film about like Russian communists.
Okay.
With her and Beatty and Jack Nicholson that I've dying.
What were
to
Warren
watch.
Beatty's politics like?
I don't know. Warren Beatty. People love Reds. Reds is like if you get through the 3.5 hours of it, apparently it's a great time.
You'll think about it.
You'll think about it a lot. I have not yet had the.
Could that ever pop up in the IFI? Is that a?
Yeah, maybe that's an IFI thing. God, maybe it's already been on in the IFI. That feels like something that we'll get. So it's 81, so we're kind of out of sync with the anniversaries.
Yeah.
But yeah. It seems like something they would show if there was an anniversary or whatever. Then after Reds, I'm trying to look at stuff of any. There's a lot of Woody Allen movies in here. That's the thing. You know that Little Drummer Girl series that Florence Pugh did a few years ago, the John le Carré thing? Diane Keaton did a version of that in 1984, a movie version of that. She plays Steve Martin's wife in the Father of the Bride movies. She voices a dog in Look Who's Talking Now. This is when she gets into her kind of slop era. Yeah. She is in some of the Woody Allen movies she's in, I've seen and are really good. Manhattan Murder Mystery is good fun. That's just like the two of them solving the murder. It's very only murders in the building. It's a lot of like apartment building murder shit. Radio Days and Interiors, and she's in Manhattan. Yesterday, I watched The First Wives Club, which is a boy party. It's her and Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler, and it's about women whose husbands have left them for younger women, and they bond together, and they're all weirdly and confusingly the exact same age. Diane Keaton in it looks about 70. Yeah. Goldie Hawn looks about 37, and Bette Midler looks about 90. I'm being so mean there. Take all those.
Sorry, so you're saying in real life they were the same age?
In real life, they were the same age.
Okay.
So I'm going to scrap what I just said.
Yep.
Diane Keaton in it looks about 55.
Yeah.
Goldie Hawn looks about 40, and Bette Midler looks about 70.
Yeah.
That's more accurate. It's not very good. I didn't enjoy it. It's the three of them trying to like outwit their husbands and pulling silly pranks and sneaking around. And I know people who love that film. I didn't think it was very good. She's in a movie called Marvin's Room with DiCaprio and Meryl Streep. That's a cast. She gets her third Oscar nomination for that, which is a movie about like leukemia platelet donation bullshit. Like it's My Sister's Keeper type shit. She's in a couple of like Hanging Up is her and Meg Ryan and Lisa Kudrow. Town and Country is her and Andy McDowell and Warren Beatty. Warren Beatty. There's a lot of these like kind of shitty boy parties, like 3 old people in a movie together. That she does, and then the only one of those that's like has any impact is her final Oscar nomination in 2003, which is Nancy Meyers' Something's Gotta Give. And the poster for this movie says, giant letters, Jack and Diane, Something's Gotta Give, which is a fantastic use of first names on a poster. And it says a lot that Diane Keaton was a first name star. When her face is there, you can say Diane, and people go, I love Diane. And Something's Gotta Give is all right. I don't like it that much, but it does include the opening credits being set to Butterfly by Crazy Town with just random shots of sexy ladies walking out of nightclubs. And then it cuts to Jack Nicholson.
Vice,
yes. No, what are you thinking of?
Michael Mann.
Oh, Miami Vice.
Miami
Yeah,
Vice.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
And then Current Vice is the PTA.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Jack Nicholson going out with Amanda Peet, and you're like,
here we go.
Sleazy movie. Okay.
There we go.
But Diane Keaton plays Amanda Peet's mother, who ultimately seduces Jack Nicholson away from Amanda Peet. The 2000s, like her and Jane Fonda kind of exist in parallel, where like Jane Fonda does Monster-in-Law with Jessica Alba. So of course Diane Keaton has to do a movie called Because I Said So with Mandy Moore, and the poster is her going like this, wagging her finger at Mandy Moore. It looks terrible. She's in a movie called Mad Money with Queen Latifah and Katie Holmes, where there's dollar bills flying everywhere on the poster. Morning Glory is her and Rachel McAdams and Harrison Ford, and her and Harrison Ford play news anchors. And So It Goes is her and Michael Douglas, and Love the Coopers is her and John Goodman, and she's in The Young Pope. She plays the nun in The Young Pope. She's very good in it. She's like the second lead of The Young Pope. You'd forget that. She's only in the first season. She's in a romantic comedy called
I've only watched the first episode.
Sure. I don't think she's in the first episode. She's in a romantic comedy with Brendan Gleeson called Hampstead. They're a fun couple. And then her big final franchise that she goes out on is the book club movies, which is her and Jane Fonda and Mary Steenburgen and Candice Bergen. And those
That was
movies
nice. They didn't have to make two versions of the same film.
Yeah,
They were
exactly. They
both in
came
it.
together,
Yeah,
and those movies are not very good. The second one, they go to Venice, and it's all shot inside. I thought that film was quite poor, but she got to hang out with her pals.
Yeah.
And then she had two final films out last year, which both look identical. One is called Arthur's Whiskey, and one is called Summer Camp, and they have almost identical posters. She's wearing the same outfit on both of these posters. I'd say they were shot back to back. Her final film, Summer Camp, it's her, Kathy Bates, and Alfred Woodard. Eugene Levy's in it. It's about women who reunite 50 years after they went to summer camp together, and they go back to the camp. Look,
Sure.
I'm glad
Eugene Levy loves camp movies.
He does, I know.
He does.
So she got to have fun with her friends before she died, which is nice. So, Diane Keaton, R.I.P. to an icon.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of boy parties in there.
Oh, for sure.
Not necessarily ones we're going to do, but, fair play to her. She was being pitched as a major female star all through her career in a way that very few actresses from the 70s.
And she
really
never
were.
seemed to, there were no major lulls there in the career. She seemed to work pretty consistently.
Yeah, exactly.
At all ages.
Yeah, I think so. And her total box office, $2.9 billion. Now, $1 billion of that, Finding Dory voice role.
Oh, okay. Sorry, $2 billion on its own is pretty good.
But
someone who worked back then.
something's got to give. Made $250 million.
Yeah.
That is not something to turn one's nose up at. And the
Well,
first,
if you got Jack and Diane,
Jack and Diane, yeah,
you'd hope to make that.
And you know what's even more impressive? Book Club, $105 million worldwide.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So she clearly was a big draw for many years, and that's wonderful. So Diane Keaton. Letterboxd top 4 game?
Yeah.
So Alexander Skarsgård
Oh, okay.
named this film in his top 4. Then he changed his mind and he said, take the money and run, which is a bit silly because Woody Allen didn't make that movie. I feel like he's not realizing that. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Are they similar? Does it
No.
take money and run like
no,
a
it's
light?
a farce. It's like a silly crime farce.
Okay.
I don't know. But Woody Allen didn't direct it. Anyway. All right. His other 3 films. I don't think you're going to get all of these.
Okay.
You've got I'll start with the hardest one. You've got a film that is often in the Sight and Sound top 5.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get this film. It is a classic of Japanese cinema, and I've never seen it. It's in black and white. Slow and quiet. And
Does it have love in the name?
no, you're thinking of good guess. It's not In the Mood for Love.
In the Mood for
It's
Love.
much older, and it's In the Mood for Love is not Japanese. This is a very okay. The Japanese element is very obvious from the title. There's something very Japanese in the name. I'm not going to make you guess.
Yi or something.
No, Yi isn't Japanese either.
No, I'm not apologies.
This film, I'm just going to tell you, is Tokyo Story. All right.
Sure.
Next up, we have a Robert Zemeckis movie that I have never watched start to finish. So
Oh.
no real interest in this one. It's from the 1980s.
Tom Hanks knocking around in there.
Nope. No, it has a star who I thought I did an impression of this guy a few weeks ago that was quite good.
It's not one of the futures.
Nope. It's the poster has 2 people swinging on a rope. I'm not really sure what your awareness of this film
The
is.
swinging rope.
This is something that Brendan Fraser would have been in if it was made 10 years later.
I don't know.
This is Romancing the Stone
I
with
never
Michael
got that.
Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
And Kathleen Turner.
Yes, Brendan
All right.
Fraser, this success.
Swinging on Rope Man, yeah. And then our final one is a film that was on. Yeah, I know this is a weird list. Our final one is a film that was on my 25 list, and it was down the back end of the list from 2004.
Before?
Nope.
No.
What?
One of the before?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Similar vibes. Great movie. Depressing film. Great.
2004.
Yeah, great actor and a great performance. Great actress and a great performance. She has a funny color of hair in this film.
Oh, Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine. Yeah. Those are his top 4. Alexander Skarsgård, star of the upcoming Pillion. There you go.
Was that being screened somewhere? Is that why he was out in the red carpet? Or
no, this was during the press tour for the Kate Winslet movie Lee.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's why he said Eternal Sunshine, because he had just worked with her.
Another point on the film is that this, I guess this is a criticism of Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind also, and that the Annie Hall character might be a fake manifestation of a man's ideal woman.
It might be.
Where immediately when he meets her, she's like
ticking a lot of
incredibly interested in him.
Yes.
In an almost artificial way.
It's true. I wonder how much input Diane Keaton had into the script.
Like, I think as well the end scene where he turns his view of the relationship into a play.
Yeah.
But in his version of the play, he changes it to make him look right.
Yes,
I think that kind of cast doubt on whether he would have done that to the film itself.
True.
So I'm like, can't really know how. Oh, Diane Keaton had input, but
it's funny. The guy who plays him at the end is very funny. He looks very like him.
He looks like Andy Samberg.
He looks like Paul Rust or Andy Samberg.
Sorry, one of the.
This wins Best Picture.
Really?
Yeah. At the 1977 Oscars, the 50th Oscars.
And did he rock up for this?
That's a great question. Well, he didn't win that Oscar.
Oh, I know he didn't.
Sorry, he won Best Director. Surely Woody Allen received his Best Director Oscar in 1978. I'm going to check. Woody Allen showed up at the 74th Oscars to present a Love Letter to New York video. So he was on the Oscars like in 2002. That's interesting. I don't know if he showed up to accept his Annie Hall Oscar. No, I don't think he did. I think the producers showed up and took the Best Picture Oscar, and that was it. I think Woody Allen has only appeared at the Oscars in 2002. But anyway, it won Best Picture, and it beat Star Wars, and it beat The Goodbye Girl, the shitty Richard Dreyfuss movie that is discussed on our on an episode that you may hear at some point in the future.
When Richard Dreyfuss finally dies.
When Richard Dreyfuss dies, you might hear us discuss that on an episode we have in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Woody Allen beats Spielberg for Best Director for Close Encounters. He beats George Lucas for Star Wars. He beats Fred Zinnemann and Herbert Ross. It's very funny that he beat George Lucas for Star Wars. Yeah. Like a film that is so directed. Like he loses Best Actor. He is nominated for Best Actor. He loses Best Actor to Richard Dreyfuss. Also nominated was John Travolta for Saturday Night Fever.
Yep.
And Diane Keaton beats Jane Fonda. Ooh, that's the start of a rivalry there. Shirley MacLaine, Marcia Mason, and Anne Bancroft. Weird that Shirley MacLaine was never really in that gang of like book club ladies. She's never shown any interest in being like in old lady movies with other old ladies. Like, the last thing I saw Shirley MacLaine in was a film with Amanda Seyfried, which was about 7 or 8 years ago, where she was kind of the old woman and Amanda Seyfried was the young woman. But she's never done like a buddy movie with like Fonda or Keaton. Maybe she just doesn't like any of them. I mean, she's Warren Beatty's sister, so she probably like.
No way.
So yeah, so at a certain point, Diane Keaton was her sister-in-law. So
Hollywood is so small.
Yeah, there might be beef there. Like I don't know.
Warren Beatty's sister.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. Jason Robards won Supporting Actor that year, his first one, and then he won again for All the President's Men. Yeah. Alec Guinness was nominated for as a supporting actor for playing Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, an honor that Ewan McGregor has never.
No.
Ewan McGregor, 0 Oscar nominations. Crazy. Vanessa Redgrave wins Best Supporting Actress, and is that the speech where she makes her famous Palestine comments? It must.
In 1977.
Yeah, I think so. Unless Vanessa Redgrave has 2 Oscars that I'm not aware of, I think that that's the speech that she makes.
What is that? I'm not familiar with this.
She made like the first big pro-Palestinian speech. I might be wrong here, but like ever on American live television, pretty much. And then Mr. Fucker, who wrote Network, you know,
I know who you're talking about.
His name ends in SKY.
Oh, sorry. Yes, and because it's not a.
He shows up the year later, and
it's not a Sidney Lumet film. It's a.
No, it's
Paul?
Paddy Chayefsky. Paddy Chayefsky shows up the year later and basically makes fun of her.
Yeah.
Either the year later or like he shows up on stage 10 minutes later. I can't remember. Being a fucking gobshite about it. Vanessa Redgrave's speech has been under. She's still alive.
Yep.
This has been shared a lot online recently as an early example of an actor making a great statement of solidarity. So we love Vanessa Redgrave. She's class. And Annie Hall wins Best Screenplay and beats Star Wars. And yeah, I don't know. It's just pretty funny. This movie beats Star Wars.
Yeah,
it'd be funny.
I was surprised at how much When Harry Met Sally was kind of a bit of a rip-off of this. We hadn't mentioned that yet.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. Very true.
Did that have Oscar success at the time?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think by that point they were like, this isn't about a person dying. This can't be but like. This movie's so much better than When Harry Met Sally.
100%.
Sorry. Like, I mean,
like
with all respect,
it's
like,
very similar.
Billy Crystal is no Woody Allen. He's just not funny enough. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Meg Ryan, I'm happy to respect Meg Ryan is excellent in that film. But, like, Billy Crystal does not have either the neurosis of Woody Allen or the pure charm of Tom Hanks. He is operating in a singular zone between those two men that I find a little difficult to love.
Yeah, it's an arrogance without the pity, so you don't have to hand it to him in any sense.
You do not have to hand it to Billy Crystal.
You do not.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
You don't want to do top films of the year?
I think the Oscars nominations has probably covered most of that.
Can you guess what the biggest film of the year was?
I think it's going to be a little film about a war in the stars. Was it? I think Star Wars was probably the biggest film of that year, and the biggest film of the following year, and the biggest film of 1979 also.
Let me...
Anything else?
I've got them all here. So
you've got all the years. I think Star Wars is definitely the biggest film of the following year. Whether it's listed, it might not be listed as such, but it would have been the film that took in the most money the following year.
Very likely.
Yeah, for sure. Because they just kept showing it for ages. Like, I'm pretty sure Titanic made more money in the year 1998 than any film that was released in 1998.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you're released in December. Yeah. All right. Thanks, folks, for tuning in. R.I.P. Diane Keaton. And I don't know if Woody Allen dies anytime soon. I guess we'll find some other one to do.
Yeah, and as Woody Allen said, call your ex and ask to hang out.
Yeah. I've got no reservations about doing further Woody Allen movies on this podcast. I'm happy to talk about the work of Woody Allen. He's an important American filmmaker. We will do so if necessary. Because some of his films, like Vicky Cristina Barcelona, great boy party.
Yeah.
Scarlett, Penelope, Javier. There's several of those.
Where he does his classic trick of alphabetical cast. So he is technically first billed.
Yes, he's always first billed when he's in his films. It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. You can find the 25 for 25 episodes on the feed at boypartypod.com. And also, tickets are on sale for Boy Party Live in November. You can find the link to that on boypartypod.com, boypartypod on Instagram and Blue Sky. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.